level. But you want to make sure that you pick the right one for you. So first thing you're gonna want to know is your stimulant tolerance. So caffeine, stimulants, do you drink energy drinks? How do you feel? If you're someone who's sensitive to stimulants, you don't want to go with a stronger one first. You want to try something a little on the lighter end, and then work your way up to something stronger later on. So pre-workouts are more than just stimulants. They also have key ingredients such as beta-alanine, which helps to delay lactic acid buildup, which is going to give you more muscle endurance. Lactic acid causes your muscles to cramp up, and you're going to stop your set short. But if you have the beta-alanine, you can do more reps and more sets and have a better workout. It also has ingredients to help increase your blood flow. L-citrulline, L-arginine is going to expand your blood vessels so you have a better pump during the workout as well. As you see, we have a wide variety of pre-workouts for different goals. As far as C4 Shred, which has fat burners, so if you're on a weight loss goal, you can pick that pre-workout. We also have the High Test Surge, which has a little bit of testosterone boosters, which is going to give you more strength, aggression in the gym as well. Some of them also have creatine to help with strength. So what you want to do is look at the ingredients and see which pre-workout is best for you. Our agents are here and willing to serve and willing to help you out. Stop by, check us out. We're here in the Raven Mall, the Fitness Connection. Hope to see you soon.
King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Someone stole my purse. My purse. Someone take my bag. Someone take my bag. Call the police. Someone took my bag. Someone took my bag with my point. I leave the car for 1 quick second and someone take my bag.
Crime prevention should be everyone's business. Therefore, we want to remind you not to leave your bags or valuables visibly seen on the seat of your vehicle unattended. This negligent practice will create an opportunity for a criminal to commit a crime. Please desist from such practices.
This message is brought to you by the Royal Bahamas Police Force, creating safer communities.
What is happening tonight, as sad as it is, might just be the beginning of a new birth for this city.
The behavior is fully clear. It's not going to get any better unless we decide to do better.
Last evening, the entire nation spoke, and it was a total rejection of the F&M administration.
You, the Bahamian public, can see our outrage.
It was an egregiously bad deal.
I believe that Grand Bahama is ready to take flight.
Look at that, boy. I see it, boy. Let's go. Hold on, boy. Let me get the window. Boy, hurry up, boy. Open it. Boy, let's go, boy. Let's slide out, boy. Let's go. Man, I following you. Man, that's sick, boy. That's the man, boy.
During this holiday season, when you would have purchased your gifts, household appliances, and valuables, do not leave these boxes in front of your yard. Ensure that when you leave your residence, that the windows are not open and the doors unlocked. Please ensure that you secure your premises. Do not become a victim of crime.
This message is brought to you by the Royal Bahamas Police Force, creating safer communities.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Deandre Johnson, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We appreciate your support. And a happy birthday to our senior producer, Quincy Jones, who is celebrating today. And that's our Northern edition tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
It's a part of all of our lives. Zadness TV is where we go for information, entertainment, and enjoyment. Zadness is there with something for everyone. Zadness TV, a part of our lives for 40 years.
Let's stop being normal and let's start showcasing our talents.
The sky's the limit. They don't put you in a box. Once you have the idea, they try their best to push the reality. Even if it may be, really out of the box, they still try and they don't knock you down.
March or die.
Since the days of John the Baptist, the kingdom suffered violence, and the violence took it by storm, calling the afflicted, calling all souls in despair. Welcome to the Voice of Deliverance telecast from the ministry that is reaching out all over the land, delivering souls and changing lives.
The Voice of Deliverance. We're on the move for the Lord. The Voice of Deliverance. We've got a message from the Word.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, the Davis administration breaking down its first 100 days in office, police crime statistics showing murders with the guns of weapons of choice, health officials on the recent changes in quarantine guidelines from the CDC, and Ayton launches a new clothing line. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC's Superfast Extreme Internet Bundle. Make Christmas sparkle. Sign up today.
Good evening, I'm Jimenita Swain. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis says drastic measures taken to counter COVID-19 will not return in the year ahead. During a nationally televised address today, the Prime Minister says the way forward must encourage and sustain economic activity. Here's Keishla Adderley.
The Davis administration marked 100 days in office on Christmas Day. Though rebounds in tourism and lower hospitalizations and deaths from COVID-19 were a cause for rejoicing, the Prime Minister conceded that there may be a rough 2 to 3 months ahead, but says the government will not implement drastic measures to affect business and the movement of people.
Our economic crisis has been so prolonged and so severe that I am not considering any serious shutdown of economic activity. As I've said, many Bahamians are earning their first steady paychecks in a long time. Blunt instruments like shutting our borders or prolonged nationwide lockdowns are off the table.
Health officials continue to discourage gatherings, though queries about hotel-based events continue to surface. The Prime Minister says it's a balancing act intended to protect a fragile economy.
It is not an easy balancing act, and you may think we get some of these decisions wrong. But the primary health goal is to slow transmission among Bahamians, to protect our people and to protect our hospitals from the coming onslaught of cases. With that in mind, we are asking the hotels to take steps to protect Bahamian staff, and we're asking Bahamians to reconsider attending these events.
Speaking of protection, the government taking mask distribution in hand as the Omicron variant continues to fuel higher case numbers.
The distribution of medical-grade masks to the Bahamian people begins today. Wearing these masks properly is one of the most effective ways to reduce transmission of this virus. These masks protect both the person wearing the mask and others near that person. NEMA is beginning today to distribute these masks to clinics and to vaccine sites.
The Davis administration approaches the new year fulfilling a commitment to reduce VAT to 10%. The Prime Minister says it's a win for the average consumer and a proven global response.
All Bahamians will feel the benefit of reduced VAT immediately. You will have a little more money in your pocket. And when you spend that money, the government will make up the revenue which would otherwise have been lost by the rate cut. This is what dozens of other countries have done during the pandemic. We want Bahamians to receive the same benefit.
It's policies like those which have led the Prime Minister to be selected as the Jones Communications Person of the Year. Expect to hear from him early in the new year with another address on the country's future. Keishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
The Prime Minister also telling reporters today that the principals of the controversial O-Ban deal have not contacted the government about the future of the proposed oil refinery and storage facility on Grand Bahama. The Prime Minister says, however, that what is known about the deal does not convince his administration to pursue it.
We have had no contact with any of the principals of that arrangement, and whether they are still interested in pursuing it, we do not know. But the deal that we know, what we know from the public pronouncements, is not a kind of deal that my administration could embrace.
207 new COVID-19 cases recorded on the dashboard for December 29th, along with one new death. The new data reflects 192 cases in New Providence, 13 in Grand Bahama, 1 in Abaco, and 1 in Exuma. The latest COVID-19 victim, a 72-year-old male of Grand Bahama. Meantime, 34 of the new cases are persons who have a recent history of travel. There are currently 1,773 active cases. 23 persons are hospitalized, one of them in the intensive care unit. The death toll now stands at 717. While traditional New Year's Eve festivities brings with it lots of social gatherings, thousands are expected to reflect on the past 12 months and celebrate the new year. The COVID-19 enforcement unit among government agencies that will be enforcing the rules. Desmond Sanders reports.
Officers of the COVID-19 Enforcement Unit want you to follow the rules. And this New Year's Eve, they're taking a no-tolerance approach to ensure the COVID rules are in play.
And so if you are deciding to have a social this coming holiday, we ask that you do so with extreme caution. Please follow the protocols as best as you can. The ministry are sending out new guidelines, and so we are asking that you follow those guidelines as best as possible.
Assistant Commissioner of Police Information and Communications Technology, Shivago Dame, says the recent surge in cases also prompting officers to accelerate their efforts, residents being urged to not let their guard down.
Over the last 3 months, you are quite aware that a number of persons have been vaccinated. The vaccination of persons has gone up. We have over 100,000+ persons who are vaccinated. And so with that, we find that those persons who were having social gatherings, for the most part, the persons who were attending those social gatherings were following the protocols. Either they were vaccinated or they are taking the relevant tests to ensure that the persons who are attending are COVID negatives. And so the COVID Enforcement Unit find that there was no need really at this juncture to issue citations to a lot of persons because they were following the protocols. But that's not to say that if we do come across instances where persons are not following the protocols, that we cannot issue citations. The regulations is quite clear.
And as scores prepare to celebrate this New Year's Eve, the COVID cop outlining these measures while also sending this strong appeal to business owners.
So when the COVID Enforcement Unit on patrols as they patrol this holiday, we will be checking business places, we will be checking restaurants. The orders as it stands today states that a restaurant actually can have up to 50% occupancy. Those persons who are dining inside must be fully vaccinated, and if you're not fully vaccinated, then you must have a negative antigen test or PCR test to dine with inside. And so as the COVID Enforcement Unit patrol the streets and check business places and restaurants, we will be checking with your patrons, seeing if they have a COVID-19 test, ensuring that they are fully vaccinated, and if they are not, be assured that there are penalties for that.
Desmond Saunders, ZNS Network News.
The United States Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has loosened its isolation and quarantine protocols for those who have tested positive for COVID-19 and appear asymptomatic. But will the Bahamas follow suit? The Minister of Health and Wellness weighs in. We get that story tonight from Cleopatra Murphy.
The Bahamas will not be adopting the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's new shortened guidelines for COVID-19 quarantine and isolation protocols, at least not yet. Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, says local health officials are conducting their own review, but says consideration is being made for this group of workers.
We're watching the CDC recommendations, and much discussions is going on, particularly with our first responders. It's very difficult in our hospital to have the bulk of the staff out when there's a possibility to bring them back in earlier. Likewise, for our police officers, our immigration officers, our custom officers, all of these individuals are necessary for the country to function. So we're looking very closely at the new CDC guidelines, and we will definitely have to take into consideration what is happening around the world and begin to adjust our protocols to what is going on.
Those new guidelines recommend that individuals who are exposed to COVID-19 and are unvaccinated or unboosted quarantine for 5 days instead of 10 days, and also wear a mask for an additional 5 days. For those exposed to the virus and boosted, you are to wear a mask for 10 days and get tested on the 5th day after exposure. The new rules have received some pushback in the U.S., with the state of Michigan saying it will not adopt the changes. The CDC reasoned that the changes initially made for healthcare workers was to prevent staffing shortages at hospitals and prevent undue burden on healthcare facilities. Darville admits the Princess Margaret Hospital is having its own issues due to quarantined staff.
We have some challenges because some of the wards and some of the doctors and nurses have been exposed, which has definitely affected our manpower resources. But with that being said, it is our responsibility now to devise and move into additional steps in our plans to be able to function effectively while we monitor what's going on with the Omicron and its person-to-person transmission.
Addressing the Ministry of Health's press conference Thursday, Darville shared government is hiring an additional 12 doctors set to start next week and is in the process of recruiting 50 specialty nurses to address shortages as demands on the healthcare system increase due to the Omicron variant. As for the COVID-19 testing, Darville explains how it impacts quarantine and isolation protocols.
The rapid antigen test gives the individual a clear indication of whether they are positive or negative. If they are positive, that particular individual will know that it is important for them to go into isolation until such a time as an RT-PCR test can confirm fully the diagnosis. If the RT-PCR test comes back negative, the individual now have the ability to move out of isolation. But if no RT-PCR test is done, that individual remains in isolation for the 10 days, and individuals who are associated with that individual probably for the 14 days.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Still to come, the country's top cop giving a breakdown of crime figures. That and more when we return.
And remember to tune in to the morning edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, at 6:30, and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Shell Holiday Extravaganza.
The holidays are a time to celebrate our connectedness, to strengthen the ties that bind us, that make us, well, family. At Commonwealth Bank, we're your neighbors, your friends, and yes, we're your family, wishing you warm and sincere best wishes for a happy holiday and a prosperous new year from your family at Commonwealth Bank.
Merry Christmas to you.
BTC spreading Christmas cheer
To everybody whether far or near.
Move to the rhythm of Christmas round.
Did you hear that? Is it Santa?
Bring home BTC Superfast Extreme Internet Bundle for only $99.99 with 157 channels and 150 megabits of speed per second, and your home will be blazing all year long. This Christmas, make it BTC. It's the better choice for you and me.
Move to the rhythm of Christmas. Move to the rhythm of BTC.
Last year, we couldn't celebrate Christmas as we wanted to. So for this year, we had everything planned. 100,000 watts of lights, 10-foot-tall tree, best table ever, custom t-shirts, DJ, and we also had Uncle Billy, who forgot the KFC buckets in the car with the keys inside.
Step back.
With KFC Junkanoo Buckets, you can enjoy the holiday season this year no matter what. Savor this Christmas with Junkanoo Buckets, only at KFC Nassau.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
Congratulations, you've won. Please go inside for your reward.
What I win?
1 out of 100 daily fuel rewards for a month. Please go inside to collect your reward.
That's like 3,000 people. But I don't ever win. Now I know you won't swing me.
So I ain't gonna say it no more. You don't want your things in. Okay, that's you?
No, about English.
Yes! Wait, I just win!
Enjoy more holiday rewards at Rubis. Fuel, swipe, and win.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Crime statistics issued today by Commissioner Paul Roll indicate that murders are up significantly this year. The police commissioner addressing reporters at a press conference at the office of the Prime Minister today also discussed the latest developments in the homicide probe into the death of former taxi cab union president Leon Griffin. Here's Keishla Adderley.
Police say crimes against the person are up 19% this year as compared to last year. Among them, the high rate of murder, up by more than 40%.
We have investigated 119 incidents of homicides thus far in 2021, compared to 68 in 2020. There were 103 murders in New Providence, 13 in Grand Bahama, and 3 in the Family Islands. For the month of December 2021, we recorded 12 homicides. Fatal gunshots remain the leading cause of death.
That list includes the high-profile homicide of former taxicab union president and husband of former cabinet minister Melanie Griffin, Leon Griffin, killed in his driveway last week. The commissioner says the initial armed robbery motive has been reconsidered.
I don't believe that armed robbery, what is developing now, does not appear to be armed robbery. But I can say that we are following significant leads. We have a young man in custody now. Well, not in custody, but who's giving us some information.
Meantime, a series of police-involved shootings await the coroner's court, slowed by the COVID-19 pandemic. The commissioner was unapologetic about the fate of suspects who challenged police.
There were 21 police-involved shootings during the year. 13 fatal. So to date, we have had 13 fatal shootings and 8 non-fatal. And I don't just want to concentrate on the fact that it's police killing, because you got 13 killings, 13 attempt to kill police. Let's make sure we get that message out. These are 13 idiots who are crazy enough to pull a gun on my officers. And the officers are not going to sit by and let somebody shoot them, Rashad. And that's why I continue to say to people, you know your family have guns, illegal guns, tell them turn them guns in.
As the commissioner prepares to roll out his policing plan for the year ahead, he has the reinforcement of a new deputy commissioner of police in Clayton Fernandez. Promotions also included 2 assistant commissioners of police, 25 chief superintendents, 60 superintendents, 98 inspectors, 325 sergeants, 325 corporals, and 100 new recruits on the way. Keishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
Also from police, an adult male is nursing injuries in hospital after being shot at overnight on Morley Street. Investigations reveal that the occupants of a small Japanese vehicle were traveling along Morley Street when they heard gunshots. Moments later, one of the male passengers realized that he'd been shot in his right hand. He was taken to hospital where he is listed in stable condition. Investigations into the matter continue. Well, the Supreme Court judge has fined attorney Donna Dorset Major $35,000 after finding her guilty of contempt of court. Dorset Major has until January 31st of 2022 to pay the fine, or she's facing 90 days behind bars at the Bahamas Department of Corrections. Justice Indra Charles indicated in a ruling that she was satisfied beyond a reasonable doubt that Dorset Major knowingly and intentionally fabricated the contents of her affidavit with the objective of demeaning the judge and bringing the court into disrepute and prejudice the due administration of justice. She indicated that the contemptor deliberately set out to scandalize the court. Justice Charles also ordered Dorset Major to pay court costs amounting to $20,000 by the end of January, which she said represents reasonable costs for at least 13 hearings stretching out for over a year.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
COVID-19 attacked our personal and national psyche. We fought back. We adjusted our consciousness so that we could wrap our minds around the impossible and unbelievable things we were going through. But guess what? Nobody escaped. That means there was nobody who was too pretty, too cute, too important, too holy, or too rich to escape the mental trauma and battering of COVID-19. We can allow COVID-19 to destroy us or defeat us, or we can make a decision right now to act in a manner that supports wellness for ourselves and for the nation. So let's act to restore and sustain our personal sense of well-being and our national mental health status. We're all involved. It's that important.
Make your dreams reality.
Buy Chef Boyardee, Libby's, and a 3-pack of Act 2 popcorn. And you can win one of 6 cash prizes right in time for the new year. Take your receipt to Ace H Pritchard Limited on Robinson Road and enter today.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
1/3 of all traffic fatalities occur as a result of excessive speed. In the inner city, residential areas, and high pedestrian traffic areas, the speed limit ranges from 15 to 25 miles per hour. On the outskirts of the island, especially where a sign is not posted, the speed limit 30 miles per hour. The maximum speed limit is 45 miles per hour. On behalf of the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division, please slow down.
The communities in Grand Bahama and Abaco and what the people living in those communities have faced as a result of Hurricane Dorian have not been forgotten. These areas are still rebuilding, and the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic has only added to the challenges those communities face. We are still stunned, though, of the resilience of those residents, who have in turn inspired us here at BTC to do more. Throughout 2021, we brought more to Abaco and Grand Bahama. Our door-to-door team spent the year on the ground in those places. Our technical crews worked tirelessly to improve the services delivered to our customers' homes and businesses. We are working non-stop to help both these islands build back stronger. BTC's bond with Grand Bahama and Abaco can neither be shaken nor broken. We are here for you today, tomorrow, and beyond. Here's to wishing all of our customers a healthy, happy, and prosperous 2022 as we make more of the moments that move us. I'm Corvell Pyfrom. Be well and be back here next BTC Connection.
know. The friends you trust, you may play with them, but you win with us.
For every $20 deposit, you're entered to win cash.
Comfort,
tradition,
celebration,
joy,
memories,
and love.
Thanks for staying with us. Come 2024, the central bank hopes to eliminate check usage in the country, making way for contactless service. Presently in consultation with banks, credit unions, and other payment services providers on a strategy to accomplish this. Chief Executive Officer for the National Workers Cooperative Credit Union, Alfred Poitier, sees the move as one that transitions with global changes taking place.
Well, we're moving into a digital currency environment globally, so it's just the central bank reinforcing its commitment to do digital platform for currency. The sand dollar, which a lot of people say is not gaining traction, is literally going to be the form in which we exchange payments in the future. So it's, I guess, a training curve, an understanding curve, and just a matter of letting people know that it's coming and preparing them for it.
The CEO says he thinks it's something customers would welcome at this time because it makes online transactions the go-to option.
National workers represent about 7,000, close to 8,000 members. And, you know, checking, credit unions rely heavily on issuing checks. But to write a check, to have it signed off, the whole 9 yards, you know, it's time intensive, I should say. And it also allows room for a lot of mishaps. I mean, you know, you can write a check to a member and they can lose the check. The process of having that check canceled, reissuing the check, as opposed to electronic transactions, there's slim to no chance of it going in the wrong place unless you give the wrong information for the transaction to go.
If you've driven through this constituency, then you may have seen them big blue bins popping up all over Nassau Village. It's one member of Parliament's initiative aimed at eliminating a surplus of trash following the holiday season. Nassau Village Member of Parliament Jamal Strawn says he came up with the eco-friendly game plan after hearing from a number of residents.
A number of constituents lamented the fact that trash collection only amounted to about 2 bins. So I said, in an effort to not only assist them, but assist the community at large, I would place 40-foot dumpsters throughout the whole of the constituency, approximately 15 in total, from Gleniston Gardens to Hope Gardens to Cassia Close to Soldier Road, off of the main Alexandria Strip where we are now, all the way in the back to Mount Tabor Estates, and then to Linden Pinland Estates.
Well, the Nassau Village MP encouraging any constituent dealing with the issue of overflowing trash to instead dump it in one of the appropriately placed bins. This resident we spoke to noted how helpful the bins will become.
Having the bins in the neighborhood, it allows us to put trash in the bins other than piling up at the house. A lot of us don't have the opportunity to put the trash in the bin, so it's at the house. So therefore, it creates a lot of rats and unwanted pets. So that's another thing that I'm glad to see him putting.
In other news, fresh off the heels of her stellar performance at the recent Miss Universe pageant, beauty maven Miss Bahamas Universe Chantel O'Brien is hoping to advance her career as a professional trainer come 2022.
But I'm just hoping that it's just as riveting as this year end has been for me. My pageant career is just about done. You know, I'm on retirement at this point for real this time. And so really what I'm really expecting to do is being able to train and mentor other young girls, young women who are interested in being able to take on the world stage and do even more than what I was able to do during this time.
The Queen says she will continue her empowerment platform.
Even though there hasn't been anything disastrous, thank God, there are still a lot of amazing causes out there that still needs our help. And so Runway for Relief, I'm hoping to have a comeback, if not in the year end of 2022, maybe a little bit earlier than that.
As we head to the break, we'd like to thank all of our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Don't miss the Shell Holiday Extravaganza for a chance to win over $40,000 in amazing prizes. It's easy to win. Fuel up with $20 gas at any Shell service station. Complete the entry form on your receipt. Take a picture of it and WhatsApp it to 422-0271 or upload it at winwithshellbahamas.com for a chance to win cash, staycations, grocery vouchers, jumbo gift certificates, free fuel, and so much more. Conditions apply. Happy holidays from Shell.
It was the night before Christmas. In a sailboat with a rope but no tow, a girl found a magical starfish on the shores of Abaco. On Grand Bahama is where she landed, where she was led to a hibiscus enchanted. In Andros, under the moonlight, she found a golden pine cone that glowed so bright. On to Nassau, where the cool breeze blew. The brightest feather was given from practice for junk canoe. Onto the islands Exuma, Cat Island, Long Island, and Inagua. She traveled to every island, rock, and key, till it was time to come home and unlock the mystery that although each island is different, we are all one. So she fulfilled her dream to light up Christmas for everyone. Dream big this Christmas. We are alive.
Of Education and Technical and Vocational Training extends a Merry Christmas to all. The ministry's staff members share their hopes for 2022.
My hope for 2022 is that the world can find a solution, mainly for COVID-19.
Christmas to me means family and fellowship.
My hope for 2022 is that we continue to provide the kind of excellent services that we always provide.
I can't wait for the school to get back face-to-face where I can interact with some students after almost 2 years.
Jesus was indeed a wonderful child. It was his miraculous birth that allows us to embrace a life of hope. That means that we can move forward with a renewed confidence that whatever our present circumstances, however challenging, they are only temporary. So on behalf of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year.
Season savings start at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Mullis Ready Cut Macaroni, 16-ounce, $1.89. Cheddar cheese, $3.49 per pound. Panami Raw Shrimp, $31.40 1 pound, $7.99. Fresh celery, $1.99 each. Crisco oil, assorted, 32-ounce, $3.29. Plus a large variety of Butterball and Jennie-O turkeys, regular and picnic hams at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
So much to do that you don't have a lot of time on your hands and haven't gotten around to getting your COVID-19 vaccine yet? Well, if you haven't, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine may be the one for you. It's one and done, and you're fully vaccinated for now. Yes, you only need one jab of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine to lower your risk of severe illness and death from COVID-19. Make your appointment now.
Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, is optimistic that the Davis administration can secure a better deal when it comes to the sale of the Grand Lucayan Resort. Moxie weighed in on the matter after government terminated the deal for the property's sale to Royal Caribbean after the Minister administration purchased the resort for $65 million from Hutchison Whampoa in 2018. Royal Caribbean and the ITM Group signed an agreement to purchase it for $50 million in March 2020. Minister of Tourism, Aviation and Investments, the Honorable Chester Cooper, insisted it was a bad deal. Moxie weighed in on the possibility of government securing a better one.
I do think so, and I wouldn't say we're back at square one because there were others who were interested in purchasing. It just so happened that that deal caused them to not be able to move forward. And so I think we're at a good place, and things should be moving forward from this point on.
It's time for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Jimenita. We are currently under near clear skies with a temperature of 75 degrees. Relative humidity 83%. We have south-southeast winds at 7 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,018.4 millibars. That's 30.07 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 75 in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Grand Toll, Key, Marsh, Abaco at 77 degrees. 78 in the Berry Islands and Alistown, Bimini. 77 in Harbor Island. Roxana, Eleuthera, 79 degrees. Black Point, Exuma, and Kemps Bay, South Andrews, both at 76 degrees. Fresh Creek in Central Andrews, 77. 79s in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, Rum Key, and Georgetown, Exuma. More 79 showing up in Grand Racket Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Acklands. Matsutown, Unagua, 80 degrees. In the Turks and Caicos Island, also reporting 80 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the Northwest and Central Islands tonight through tomorrow, you can expect those light and variable winds with flat seas. Low tide takes place at 10:41 tonight, another low tide at 11:42 tomorrow morning. In the southeastern islands, through Friday, easterly flow at 12 to 18 knots and the wave heights 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. However, on Saturday, you can expect those winds to start rotating southeast to south ahead of a frontal system that's heading this way. More details coming up later in the newscast. The speeds are going to be 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Low tide 6:07 in the morning, high tide at 12:39 in the afternoon. On Saturday for the southeast Bahamas, the winds are going to be easterly at 12 to 18 knots and the wave heights 3 to 6 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Open up, this at the time of the year.
BTC spreading Christmas cheer.
To everybody, whether far or near.
Move to the rhythm of Christmas round.
Did you hear that? Is it Santa?
Bring home BTC Superfast Extreme Internet Bundle for only $99.99 with 157 channels and 150 megabits of speed per second, and your home will be blazing all year long. This Christmas, make it BTC. It's the better choice for you and me.
Move to the rhythm of Christmas. Move to the rhythm of BTC.
Buy Chef Boyardee, Libby's, and a 3-pack of Act 2 popcorn. And you can win one of 6 cash prizes right in time for the new year. Take your receipt to Ace H Pritchard Limited on Robinson Road and enter today.
As an artist, I travel all over the world and I find inspiration all around me. From the people and especially the environment. I love the Bahamas with all its natural beauty. From Abaco in the north to Inagua in the south and all the wonderful and colorful islands in between. But we must all do our part to keep the Bahamas healthy and clean, now and for the future generations. That's why I want you to find a little time to do your part. I'm doing my part because I care. Do you?
'Tis the season of giving, so don't be shy. Reach out to others. Call a family member you haven't heard from in a while. Catch up with an old friend. Volunteer with a charity, or make a donation. Give someone a helping hand. Take some food to your neighbor. There are many ways to help others, and much more ways to show you care. So start making plans. We all can show a little more holiday cheer. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from ZNS Digital Media.
Lighthouse on San Salvador to let you know that marine protected areas make dollars and cents. A well-designed and managed network of protected areas can generate income for nearby communities. From MPA managers to lodges to eco-tours, there is money to be made.
Healthy marine ecosystems help to protect our islands from climate change and other impacts that we cannot control. Healthy coral reefs help to break down fake waves, and mangroves absorb storm surge and help to protect our coastline.
Older and larger fish tend to carry more and healthier eggs than younger fish. Fish replenishment areas will allow fish to grow bigger and ensure that we have more fish now and in the future.
In our replenishment area, fish are free to grow and reproduce. As their populations increase, more fish will spill over into other areas where fishermen can increase their catch and their income.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island, and you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
See the future with Bahamas Protected.
Hey, y'all, what's up?
Hey, what's that?
What y'all getting?
Listen, I've been waiting to march down some lobster, yeah?
Hi, I'm Matthew. I will be you guys' waiter today. Can I take your order?
Oh, I've been jonesing for some grouper dread.
Y'all see this?
See, this ain't gonna work.
Where the fish gone, though?
But how, though?
Don't leave our children with no fish in their future. Protect our sea. Protect our way of life. Protect the Bahamas. To learn how you can help, find us on Facebook at Bahamas Protected. See the future.
This portion of the news brought to you by Genuine Care, keeping you home while you're away. This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to sports. NBA phenomenon Deandre Ayton is doing big things. The Bahamas big man has helped the Puma brand establish itself as a real player in the basketball market, and it's even crossing over now with the implementation of a women's basketball collection.
Seeing them get recognized and for the things they do and, for their creativity, everyone deserves a chance to, just express, their imagination, and just seeing stuff like that be on a platform like Pony is super insane. It's just lit to see, and it's motivation as well as inspiration, because at the same time, I want to, show my imagination and what I got as well.
In the season of giving, Deandre and his mom have also been assisted by Puma as they help out those in need.
No, you're not, coming to my house without leaving without full belly. My mom doesn't, she takes care of everyone. That's what I'm trying to say. She just takes care of everybody. She cares for everyone like you're her child, in the correct manner. And in the ways coming to the United States and, having a whole new life and her adapting, she still finds some way to give back. And, us being fortunate to be in the position I'm in, she still finds a way to help the community and, teaming up with Puma and share her ideas on just giving back. She would go shopping with families and, just make them get bags of Puma gear. And, just seeing that is it motivates me, because I remember how we grew up, I grew up off of secondhand clothes, and for us to be, in the position we're in to give families and put smiles on their faces, it's like a dream.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Before we send you out in the world, we must make sure that your mission is in. Yes, Mom! Agent 1, what is a touch? Physical contact, Mom. Agent 2, what is a good touch? Touches that make you feel alright, Mom. Such as? A high five, a handshake, even a kiss, Mom. Good. Now, Agent 3, what is a bad touch? Touches that make you feel not so good, Mom. Like a slap, a kick, a pinch. And most important, if someone touches your private part. And what do we do when someone gives us a bad touch? You tell a trusted adult, Mom. For help, Mom. Tell them, don't do that, Mom. Agent, I see that you understand. Now it's your mission to spread this information. Just remember that good touches are okay. And bad touches are not okay. So, Agent, go spread the word. Yes, Mom.
It's a part of all of our lives. ZNest TV is where we go for information, entertainment, and enjoyment. ZNest is there with something for everyone. ZNest TV, a part of our lives for 40 years.
New year, new time. Watch Conversations with Christ every Sunday at 10 a.m. And I'll tell you why. Because I recently had someone ask me, they said, Daniel, how do I explain unemployment to my kids? How do I explain that I'm not working and we on welfare, we on government assistance? How do I explain that to my children? And the only thing I could tell them is one word, and that's temporary. Everything is temporary. Because see, when you walk by faith and not by sight, what you understand is that even though you don't see things changing, you don't have to see it, you just know that it's happening. And then he said, but it's been over 2 years. I haven't worked. So how do you explain temporary? And that's when I had to let him know that, hey, to God, 1 day is like 1,000 years. And 1,000 years is like 1 day. So don't compare today to forever. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So 10 a.m. Conversations with Christ every Sunday.
Diabetic eye disease is caused by changes in the blood vessels of your retina. This disease is the most common cause of vision loss among patients with diabetes and is the leading cause of blindness and visual impairment in working-age adults. Symptoms of diabetic eye disease can include floaters in your vision, blurred vision, fluctuating vision, impaired color vision, or generalized loss of vision. Smoking can quadruple your risk of progression of this disease. Bottom line is, smoking will cause you to go blind faster with diabetes. So quit smoking. Also, for expectant mothers who are diabetic, it is very important that you have your eyes examined during pregnancy, as rapid changes can occur in your eyes during pregnancy. And remember, good eye health is a combined effort between your eye care team, your medical doctors, and you, the patient.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority in conjunction with the Medical Association of the Bahamas and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Hepatitis is the inflammation of the liver, which is the organ responsible for filtering toxins from the body, producing bile for digestion, and producing proteins and clotting factors. The most important cause of hepatitis worldwide is viruses, of which there are 5 main types: A, B, C, D, and E. Hepatitis B and C are major health challenges globally, affecting over 300 million persons worldwide. The suspicion of hepatitis may be a challenge, as there are typically no symptoms. However, if infected, non-specific symptoms may include decreased appetite, nausea, vague abdominal discomfort, jaundice or yellow eyes, and abnormal liver function tests. If not treated, hepatitis of any type can lead to cirrhosis and liver cancer, which leads to over 1 million deaths worldwide. If you suspect you may have been exposed to the virus that causes hepatitis, talk to your doctor today and get tested.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority in conjunction with the Medical Association of the Bahamas and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Hey, long time no see.
You hear me?
Long time no see.
Boiled fish, stewed fish, stew conch. I love it all.
Tourists come here to take our tours, experience our sun, sand, and sea, and they also spend money around town.
I used to see a bunch of hogfish around here, but nowadays, I hardly see any.
You protect one area, the fish do their thing, make a bunch of babies that spread all over the sea. What's the problem?
If we protect certain parts of our sea, it keeps all parts working right.
I was against that phrase, but knowing what I know now, I totally agree with having marine protected areas.
I support marine protected areas.
We support marine protected areas.
Look for Bahamas Protected on Facebook.
Sign the petition. Sign the petition.
It's a part of all of our lives. ZNS TV is where we go for information, entertainment, and enjoyment. ZNS is there with something for everyone. ZNS TV, a part of our lives for 40 years.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, that area of high pressure which influenced our weather for the last week or so will slowly start to move towards the east, and that will pave the way for the arrival of this front boundary that's dropping over the southern United States. That will eventually make it into the northwest Bahamas sometime on Monday morning, bringing with it some showers, but behind that we can anticipate another nice cool down. Tonight we are looking at clear and mild conditions with a low temperature of 67 degrees, and tomorrow mostly sunny and quite nice, high temperature around 81 degrees. Your extended weather forecast for the next 7 days, we're going to warm back up into the 80s. That will hold right into Monday. The front comes through on Monday, and we'll see a cool down again. Nighttime temperatures once again returning to the 60s. Jim Anita.
Thanks, Basil. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. And as we celebrate our 44th year of television broadcasting, it feels great to be your home. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Every new year, we set our intentions and share our New Year's resolutions. And following on the heels of 2020,